Peace to the world. What's going on? This is AE. It's been a long time. I shouldn't have left you. But now, as the saying goes, I'm back. I'm back. I need to be back. I need to be expressing some things. I need to be talking about some things. And I need to just clear my chest, clear the air, and just talk. This is still the Continental Exposure Studios universe. There are still great subjects that we're going to talk about, but also in the same sense, I'm going to share aspects of my life as well, for transparency's sake. So then that way, when I'm gone, it won't be a question as to why, certain achievements and such that I'm expecting for my life now will happen. So with that being said, this particular episode is titled Getting On with the Business of Your Life. It is a must that you really get on with the business of your life because the time is as fleeting as everything now. Even with the change of political climate, even with the change of climate in regards to the weather, whatever it is that you know that you have on your heart and your mind to do, I recommend you find a way to get that done starting right now. I recommend you find a way because even in the face of life, there will be adversity. There will be challenges. There will be changes. Some for the good, some for the bad, some for, the better, hopefully, depending upon what those changes may be. But for God's sakes, get on with the business of your life. I don't care how young you are. I don't care how old you are. I don't care what color you are, gender, race, creed, color, religion, whatever. It doesn't matter to me because we all got to get along down here on this blue ball. We all got to get along down here regardless of how some knuckleheads may feel. But for whatever reason that you thought about putting it off, for whatever reason that you thought about not trying, worrying about how you look or may appear to others, sounding crazy or whatever the case may be, go on with the business of your life. Because there will be situations that will prompt you to change your whole outlook, perspective, game plan, everything. And the situation should have been strong enough or will be strong enough for you to change your life for the better. With that being said, getting on with the business of your life will require some heavy decision making. Getting on with the business of your life, will require some tough decisions be made. They will have to be made in order for you to get on with the business of your life. Whatever that dream is, whatever that goal is, was, should be, should have been, whatever. I don't care. There's 85-year-olds still winning Grammy Awards out here. So I know it's got to be possible. I took myself through a gauntlet film school program at the age of 48. So I know great feats are possible. Great feats are still possible in your mindset. Great feats are still possible in this lifetime. Not waiting until the next. Seeing the fruits of your efforts in this lifetime. That is what it is. And I really believe that. And I really believe that we go through situations in order for us to hopefully realize that by getting on with the business of your lives, you have no reason not to. I mean, depending upon the situation that you're in, thank God we live in a country, whereas regardless of false leadership, we have the ability to be able to be, do, and go and have and get and secure and all of that other great stuff. But even for the child, that may be somewhere else in the world that may have a chance to listen or maybe not, but still has a dream on their heart, it is possible in this lifetime. You just have to make up your mind. You really have to make up your mind. It really is a game of mind over matter. And getting on with the business of your life is protecting your mind to stay focused on the tasks that matter, to stay focused on the promise of your life that you made to yourself. And if you haven't made one, you should be making one right now. Because if you know, like I know, it is tough as, damn it, horse leather out here. Tougher than goddamn horseshoes out here. I mean, for real, it really is. And certain situations come down in your life to whereas you have to really say, okay, look, there needs to be change made. You can't look back. You can only look forward now, because where you are is where you are. I don't care who you are. Where you are is where you are. But are you where you are happily? Are you where you are not just getting by? Are you where you are functioning at a high level or functioning depressed maybe? It is time to talk about those instances of how do we shake what we need to shake in order for us to improve our lives. It's time that you have the hard talk with yourself. And it took for me to go through a stage of homelessness in order to be able to understand that. It took that for me. And I will make sure that in my transparency, I will connect all of the dots as to why that has occurred. But even still, and using myself as an example of that or about that particular piece, little did I know that that particular situation of homelessness would even occur. Because I always had it in my head that at a certain time in my life, I had to be this, I had to do this, I had to, go like this, I had to move like this and things of that nature. But of course, in learning in a very expeditious fashion that life moves when it moves. But, so goes the case that you are, lucky enough and blessed enough to be able to see the fruits of your life, in an earlier stage. That's all great. But even still, this is life. And as we know, life does life very hard in certain cases. So no one is in my opinion, is exempt. No one is exempt, and you have to be prepared, for those vicissitudes of life that will occur, because they will. In some form or another, and prayerfully, none are worse than they should be. But they will show up. You have to be prepared for that. at least mentally. At least inside your head, you must know that, okay, yes, nothing lasts forever. Some things are just going to be the way that they're going to be. I can only pray that they're not any worse. And once you make your peace with that, you have a little bit of armor to be able to help gird yourself for when turbulence comes. You don't feel the brunt of it as much. I will not even lie. This road has not been easy. It's not been easy. But at the very least, I know that I will not even consider giving up, even at this stage, even within this situation, and even at the age of 53. It doesn't make sense. You cannot battle all your way in this life just to give up. It will be tough. I understand that. And I am with you. It will be. But I'm here to tell you, getting on with the business of your life means not giving up either. Because once you start thinking about giving up, there's every single thing under the sun that can possibly and maybe happen in order for you to reinforce that negative thinking. It is of the utmost importance to gird your mind, to guard your mind, as the legendary Wu-Tang Clan says, protect your neck and everything above it. It just is. It just is. You have to, in order to be able to continue to put one foot in front of the other and keep going and not worry about operating in survival mode. At some point in your life, you can hit the mode of thriving and being alive. I wish that for everybody. I wish everybody, peace and happiness. I wish everybody, not struggle. I wish everybody, had a roof. I wish everybody, never could go hungry. I wish, everybody had a clean shower. I wish everybody, had that. I do. I feel like, this country has done its own self a disservice, especially to the instance of veterans like me, but I will save that for another show. Getting on with the business of your life has shown me so much in a very, very short amount of time. And I had that on my heart after having a very, very good telephone conversation with my older brother. And he's been having it tough too. He's been having it tough, but, he said something very profound. He said, it doesn't matter what's going on right now. You have to understand that it's going to get better and you're responsible for that. And there was nothing that I could say. There was nothing that I could say because I know he's right. I know he was right. There you have to be responsible for you now. Your future, everything starts where you are right now. Everything that you did led you up until this very point. Getting on with the business of your life means that the future is at stake, and you make sure that you are orchestrating your story to the best of your capability. And it may require 3 jobs. It may require going back to school. It may require, okay, yeah, downsizing, downgrading. Okay, yeah, it may require that. But you have to do what's required in order for you to level up. Getting on with the business of your life means that, okay, at some point in time, you must scale up. It makes no sense to stay stagnant. It makes no sense to even worry about doing the same thing. I mean, yeah, stability is stability, but there's a very serious level of happiness and mental health that goes along with that too. I heard Spike Lee said it one time. He said it to the effect of, there's people that's gone to work a job they hated all their lives and died doing that same job. If you can make a living doing what you love, that means you've won. And as I say that, I feel that in my soul. As I say that, I feel that I know that there is something different, something more that's out there. And I'm a firm believer in that, when you know that feeling and you understand that feeling, it is your God-given birthright to go about the business of your life and get that. I really do believe that. I really do believe that you must be about the business of your life from this day forward. Because I will share with you through my experiences in this lifetime that you think that you may have a little time to waste, but having the ability to look back, you really don't. But you were just living. You were just surviving. And you learned along the way. That's how you grew. That's how you gained wisdom. That's how you've gained experience. Now, especially for my folk 45 and up, 46 and up, or hell, even if you're 35 and up, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You must get on with the business of your life. It is so imperative, especially, with, certain jobs, having been decimated, and certain agencies and whatnot, folk are, losing their work and, things of that nature, and, lives are being turned upside down, and it seems like the world is all over the damn place, but this is probably the most opportune time to get on with the business of your life. And I say that because I know personally, I have a lot of work to do, even still. And if you think you don't have any work to do with your life, there's something absolutely wrong with you. There's something absolutely wrong with you if you don't think that you have anything to work on in your life. But for God's sakes, for anybody that wants to see you win, for anybody that really has truly given a damn about you, for everyone that has flaked on you, that has abandoned you, that has forgotten about you. They don't think you're capable. They don't think you have what it takes. They would rather criticize than support. Get on with the business of your life. For those that look down their nose at you, for those that have come off like they are holier than thou or better than, for those that have ridiculed you, bullied you, antagonized you, made you feel lesser than, get on with the business of your life. You need to go to the gym, go to the gym. You need to go back to school, go back to school. As the great Rocky Balboa once said, one step at a time, one punch at a time, one round at a time. But also, in the same breath, you got to be willing to take the hits too. And he was right. Life will knock you on your ass, but it's up to you to get up and keep moving forward. Getting on with the business of your life means that, yes, you must keep moving forward too. No matter what ails your heart, no matter what ails your soul, no matter how your heart's jammed up or anything of the sort, you have to get on with the business of your life. Because that very same instance, is yet another episode, but you may have already caught on to it by now, listening to previous episodes of my podcast. But in the same breath, I'm here to tell you, even in the face of adversity, stupidity, accusation, allegation, or anything of the sort, you must get on with the business of your life. You must. You must. With under no circumstances as to why. Because it's evidently clear that if a person can run a marathon in a prosthetic, if a person can, a person can run their child who has cerebral palsy and run a marathon for them. No, it's time for some. It's time for some mental adjustments. It's time for a mental tune-up. And you have to hold yourself accountable as part of getting on with the business of your life. You have to realize, okay, maybe I've been aiming low. Maybe I've been only chasing low-hanging fruit. Maybe it's time to climb up in some trees. The best quality. And hopefully at a cheap price. But maybe it's time to really hone in. Have I really been, aiming low? Getting on with the business of your life it means asking yourself the hard questions. And it seems that I have in certain cases. Seems that I have aimed low. No, I feel like I don't want to aim low anymore. I feel like I want to, and I feel like I need to give this life everything going forward. And realizing that means that even if, the road may be the road on its own. Okay. I may have to be okay with that. I may have to be okay with that. You may have to be okay with that for whatever it is that you may have to go through to get done what you need to get done for your life. You may have to, but only you will answer to you when it's all said and done. And when you're looking back on your life, will you say, damn, I really did that? Or damn, I wish I did that? let's do it. Let's get on with the business of our lives. Let's get on with the business of living. Let's do whatever it is that we need to do, all in the instance of being legal, of course. Let's do what we need to do to make sure that we're getting where it is that we are destined to go. So we can go and meet and be in and enjoy what this life has to offer, to live our destiny, to live our greatest lives. No matter whatever it is that you may be doing at this point, no matter whatever it is that you're doing, to live your life. But somewhere along the line, something happened and you forgot about the business of your life. I'm here to tell you, and I'm here to remind you that you must get on with the business of your life. There is no other way around it. There is no other way around it. You have been inside the Continental Exposure Studios universe. This is AE. Peace.